Hey guys, it's Wednesday, November 9th, 2016. I'm sitting in the mayor's office. This will be my last day in office. My term will be over. I'll be out of the office tonight. And this is episode 22 of the vlog. Let's get started. Before I started being the mayor, I decided to attend council meetings. I actually attended 6 before I even started, just to get a feel of what I was going to get into. You know, I had no idea as to what a mayor did, no idea the time commitment, and I thought a little research would make a lot of sense. As it turned out, it was a great idea. At least I kind of knew what was going on. So when I did get in 4 years ago, I was just able to carry on because I was already kind of up to speed as to what was going on and what I needed to know, and it helped out a lot. One of my first realizations that came to be when I became mayor was that there's a lot more commitment than just your monthly meetings. Sure, you're not required to attend anything else, but in order to do your job properly, you know, there's things you need to learn, there's meetings to attend, there's always changing legislation, and you know, while most people would kind of schlep that off to their administrator, it's still important to have the idea or have an idea of what's going on. So early on in my mayoral career, I decided to spend a lot of time learning. I'll quote Henry, our village foreman. He compared me to a sponge, where I would just sit there quietly, soak up all the information, everything I heard, and make decisions based on that, because I've always felt that it's important to make smart, well, it doesn't always work out, smart, educated decisions, and especially when the welfare of others are at stake, which is exactly what it is when you're governing any kind of municipality. I also found that creating the right culture or environment for your staff and the council chambers, since you are the mayor, you kind of set the tone, or that's what I felt anyway. We decided to be a council where respect of our fellow people, they're sitting at the table, as well as our ratepayers, which happen to be our customers, and our staff were paramount. So we treated everybody, whether we were having problems collecting money from you, whether you weren't doing a good job, whether any didn't matter what reason, we treated you with respect. You are a human being and you deserve that. And that went through the whole organization. In fact, we even had to let somebody go because that was not the attitude they had. It's important that everybody works together. We're a smaller community and teamwork is very important. We also encouraged an environment where fairness was important too. Governments are supposed to be impartial and show no favoritism, and that's one of the pitfalls in a small community. In a big city, I found that it didn't really matter. It's not like we knew our neighbors anyway, but in small towns like ours, you do know your neighbors, you do have friends, you do, maybe Jill that lives across town babysat one of your kids. There are other, external factors where you actually know these people, and there is that temptation to treat one person like your friend better than, say, a stranger. Someone you haven't developed a relationship with, and yet as governors or governing body of a community, you're supposed to be fair and impartial, and we try to do that, and sometimes it isn't hard, and sometimes people get mad and friendships are lost and people get their nose out of joint, when you say, what, we can't let you keep going not paying your bills, or we can't listen to your sob story 822 times, but we were hired or elected to do a job, and it's nothing personal, and it's nothing, we're not trying to single you out, we're just doing what we were hired to do. And it can be hard, but that's part of stepping up and being on the council or being in charge of making decisions on behalf of everybody that lives in your community. Speaking of time commitments, you also have opportunities to do other things, like in my case yesterday, where I was on the phone talking to ratepayers or customers about the boil water advisory that was going to be in effect because we had to dig up some water lines, and that happens, you know, lots of these places have old infrastructure that needs maintenance, and that's part of the job, and usually the administrator does those kind of things. But I also took the attitude, or had the attitude, that if I could help, you know, in any which way, because there's always a shortage of time to get work done, there's always, you know, a shortage of money. So if I could help the administrator stay in the case, calling boil water, chances are, if you lived in the Village of Conquest or live in there, chances are I've talked to you over the last 4 years about boil water advisories, because I used to do about half the calling, and that's what I chose to do. And, you know, some mayors do, some mayors don't. It's up to that person. I certainly wouldn't offer to run a tractor because I have no idea. And there is some actual legislation in place that prevents, or is supposed to prevent, councillors, mayors, that kind of thing, elected officials basically, from running actual equipment. But, you know, I have helped out where I can. So, you know, I'll show you a picture here, or a little video. I was on the phone yesterday phoning about boil water. This is Marc Norris calling on behalf of the Village of Conquest. You know that there's going to be a boil water advisory in effect. I'm just calling to let you know that there's a boil water advisory in effect. And then here's another video of me helping vacuum, which, well, not even a quotation, but vacuum the village office. You know, maybe not as serious of a video, but you know, it's okay to have a little fun too, as long as when it's important you're professional as well. Last day I decided to help vacuum down at the village office, so here I am, vacuuming like a man. All done. Hope you enjoyed that. You don't catch me very often in public doing crazy things like wearing a wig and vacuuming, but hey, it was Tuesday and that's okay. I've always believed a leader's only as good as his team, and I've been blessed working with a great group of people. As for the council, that would be Floyd Deardahl, Gary Hatch, Jerry Harris, Doug Jones. You guys have been a phenomenal group of people to work with. I've never worked with a group of people that were so cared so much about the community they lived in, and, you know, put the needs of others first as much as you guys have. You know, I don't think we had a meeting in the 4 years where anybody was yelling, screaming, fighting. You know, we worked together, put our heads together, solved problems, and got a lot of work done. I am very thankful for you guys, and it was wonderful working with you. As for the staff, they're part of the team too. Henry Bachman and Bobby Jones, you have both been a good right and left hand. I've counted on the two of you to do the work that the council has set forth. You know, if we want something done, it's one of the two of you that have done it, and you guys have both stepped up. You're always great with the ratepayers. You're always smiling. You're always customer service, respect, and loyal. You know, there's been times where I've asked you to, I guess, step outside of your scheduled hours. There's been times I've asked you to do things, and both of you have both stepped up. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure working with you. And on that note, you know, there's only 2 hours and 45 minutes left or so of me being your mayor. And I do want to say thank you. It's been a pleasure, an honor, and I'm going to miss every moment of it. On that note, I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.